When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
The holidays have arrived at the Home Depot, and we're here to help bring the excitement with decor for every part of your home. Check out our wide assortment of easy-to-assemble pre-lit trees so you can spend less time setting up and more time celebrating. And bring your holiday spirit outdoors with unique decor like one of our Santa inflatables. Whatever your style, find the right pieces at the right prices this holiday season at the Home Depot.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast? Smart move. Being financially savvy? Smart move. Another smart move? Having State Farm help you create a competitive price when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stuttgart's podcast.
Senator Cory Booker is going to join us here later in the show. Brooker, as Chris Cody called him yesterday.
Damn it.
But we let you slide on it. We didn't dine on you for an error of speech.
Dan, may I give you a recommendation?
Uh-oh.
This guy can talk. I've seen clips. Do not give him a runway.
Okay, so we've got to make. Let's do this correctly because he did speak for 25 straight hours filibustering on the floor, and I don't want him to just take over our show and mop us all over the place because we can't shut him up. But his New York sports stink, and I want to make fun of him for that because it's a misery right now. The Yankees and Aaron Judge are saving grace on a miserable New York weekend.
If you think New York is bad now, wait till this mayoral race.
And when the military take over New York, too.
Well, that's in their hands.
Okay, thank you for nothing. Jessica's going to join us in a second, but before we do that, let's do the useless sound montage. I've just been given, it's freshly baked. Billy just ran it in off the presses. Billy, did you handle the editing on this?
Yes.
All right, how we doing?
Sorry it took so long, guys. I blame Eddie.
I am 100% showing up.
We thought that we, were prepared for this, and clearly we weren't.
Definitely a lot of things happened.
When you talk about game of inches, it's a game of inches.
We can feel it. We know what it looks like. We know what it feels like, and so now we got to keep getting better. This is what an NFL season's about. You got to keep getting better, and more opportunities will come ahead of us.
Looking at the stats, the numbers don't lie.
Listen, I'm not throwing any one of these guys out. The only thing that we can do is go back to work.
Yeah, I think we lost the game today.
Our sense of urgency and our connectedness is always there. It obviously needs to increase because time's ticking.
We believe we're going to be much better than this.
We are a much better team than letting a 17-0 lead eviscerate.
We got to figure this out, and we got to figure this out now. This feeling sucks. It's not a good feeling.
We're doing everything we can do to, find solutions, not assign blame.
Honestly, kind of zoned out. I was just trying to drink Gatorade.
There's blood in the water, man. Our guys are starting to feel it, man. They want to be the next guy who gets the punch out of the strip or the interception, and we're hunting. With the ball's in the air, we're going after it.
Our goal this entire week, and it's cliche and coach speak and all that, but it's how you have to work when you're in these situations, is you're just trying to go 1-0.
We were saving that blitz for a rainy day, and we brought it out.
Just guys executing, doing all the little things right.
Hard to win when you turn the ball over 5 times and it was 5 consecutive drives.
It was nice to look around and see everybody dancing and turning up.
We got to capitalize, and when we don't, it's the NFL.
We feel like there's diminishing returns every week. Man, it's just a little...
Never about one play. Never about one phase. All of us collectively have to do a better job.
I think we're already a tight group, but we got to get tighter as a group, and guys have got to lock in.
I just thought it was a dogfight, and we were in the ring. And
Can't point anywhere but directly at preparation and how we execute stuff.
Not a winning formula right there.
We needed that last drive because the defense was tired, because we were really to start the second half on offense, and that's my fault.
All the 49ers fans here in the stadium and on a road game here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yeah, they are here.
You can outstat them to death, but it doesn't matter. It's the score that matters.
You never know which play is going to make a difference in a game through all 4 quarters.
Oh, feels good, man. Feels good to get that first win. When Kyle talked to me before the game, I was like, it's time to go. So
The mentality has to be, man, more TV time for us on defense.
But we don't necessarily want to do that. We'd like to have 90-yard touchdowns.
But until we do a better job, we're going to keep losing.
See how we can do next week. We'll start all over again.
Once again, the best thing we did, we played complimentary football.
In the end, it was complimentary football that won us the game.
Just not enough complimentary football.
He's just one of them guys. He has the entire makeup and the entire package.
Got to watch the film, and the film will tell the truth.
These guys love playing football together. They believe in one another. We expect to play well. We don't always.
Kyle came up to me and he was pissed about it. So he was pissed about it. I was like, yeah, I'm pissed too. He's like, dude, I can't believe they moved us to underdogs again or whatever more. And I'm like, I don't know what that means really, but yeah, let's go kill them, I get my days messed up because we had a short week, but whatever our Wednesday was.
What a magical batch of useless, Billy.
Mac Jones.
I mean, Mac Jones is a new star with his giggle, his laugh. Mike, why did you whisper to me that you're a big fan of complimentary football?
I love complimentary football so much. It makes sense. Forget all 3 phases. I love all 3 phases too. Yeah. But complimentary football is I know it's a cliche, but you have an offense that complements the defense. You keep the defense fresh. That's how you get Ruben Bain playing 77 snaps. I mean, complimentary football is the best.
I want to talk to Jessica about Miami. I do want to talk about Mike McDaniel saying eviscerates a 17-0 lead. That must bother Greg Cody as someone who just values words, right? Your coach has to get the words right in the press conference.
I think so, yeah. Eviscerate to me sounds like you're disemboweling something.
But evaporate is what he meant, right?
I think so.
Did it bother you or no? He can't make a mistake like that. He can't make these little mistakes anymore, right? We're not finding him cute anymore.
Well, he's not cute, and he's stammering, he's stumbling. His presentation has not been good. I don't know what's going on, but I think he's really feeling the weight right now.
All right, let's get to Jess here. Mike, before we get started here, you had very strong Arch Manning opinions before the show.
Yeah, I actually want to run this by Jess. So, Jess, I'm buying all the Arch Manning stock. I heard a stat that against Florida and Ohio State, he's been pressured on about 38 of 75 dropbacks, and I know that he missed some throws primarily because of the pressure that Florida's amazing defensive line applied, but he also made incredible throws. He evaded pressure in ways that certainly do not match that surname, and I think we've come out on the other side here that maybe he's a little underrated at the moment, and because of all the fanfare and hoopla that he got with the Heisman hype at the start of the season, people are incorrectly placing the blame on his shoulders. It's that offensive line. It's the fact that they're the Texas Longhorns with unlimited resources, and they're not top 50 in the nation in rushing. This goes well beyond Arch Manning. He's probably the least of their issues.
Well, I do think if he were really great, he would probably look better than he's looked. But yes, I agree with your point. He's not the only problem with Texas's offense. I think the things you pointed out are definitely true, Mike. But the problem is that he hasn't even looked amazing against the bad defenses they've played. This was the test, right? The Florida defense was ranked, I think, top 25 before the season started in defensive FEI. And so after the Ohio State game, I was like, okay, well, let's see how he does in these next 3 games, because they're playing some truly bottom tier defenses, and the offense still wasn't good, and he still wasn't amazing. He wasn't showing this kind of thing you would expect from someone who is as old as he is now. I think one thing, Mike, that no one's really wants to admit is that he's not a freshman. He's not even a redshirt freshman. He played a couple games last year. He's been around the program long enough that you kind of do expect better. And I agree, the expectations were absurd, and that comes with the territory of the last name. But he's still even if you take the expectations away, just being a quarterback at Texas, it's not good enough. He's not playing well enough right now.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
You ever try to name all your financial accounts and their balances, 401ks, investments, properties? I can barely remember what I had for lunch, let alone all that stuff. That's why I started using Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one finance tool that pulls everything together, your accounts, budgets, goals, into one clean dashboard on your phone or laptop. And let me tell you, it was a wake-up call. I found a 401k from some job I forgot existed, and it wasn't some small change. Ended up being a nice little chunk of change there for the boy. I realized that I had cash just sitting there, doing nothing in my investments. Not as smart as I thought it was. Monarch makes all that obvious and actually feels doable. No spreadsheets, no hopping between apps, just a real clear view of my money. You can even share with your partner or financial advisor. No more wait. Let's see how much we spent on that coffee or that takeout. Monarch puts everything on the table, literally. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code Dan at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code Dan.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, it's a rivalry renewed as the Philadelphia Eagles take on the New York Giants. It's the champs and the new-look G-Men. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Eagles and the Giants. Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Don Le Batard.
Mr. Shirt, if I may say for a second. Miami, they were simulating the snap count the entire game, and they were clapping at the line of scrimmage. And the only thing I want to see clapping are them cheeks on Mrs. Met in my face, Mike Shirt. All right, so that's one thing.
Stugats.
They're a bunch of cheaters, Dan. And you know who should be cheating? Mrs. Met on Mr. Met. And he can watch if he wants.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
Greg, you had some Belichick opinions. The Hulu series got canceled. I guess this isn't surprising, right? Both documentary projects that Belichick was going to do have collapsed for different reasons. I think one can assume reasonably that the team is so bad that they wouldn't want any of this publicized. Get inside this, it would require disinfectant. That's how everyone's receiving this, I would imagine. No?
Yeah, I think so. But Belichick involves himself so much in pettiness, and I don't want to blame his girlfriend, her influence, but the latest example is The latest example is Belichick did not want UNC to air a video in praise of alum Drake May because he's doing so well with the Patriots. Belichick did not want that. And that just strikes me. He's got so much on his plate right now, including a really bad team. Why are you involving yourself in ancillary stuff like that because you still have a feud with Robert Kraft? It seems ridiculous.
Well, it's not even the only time that his Patriots feud has appeared this season, Greg. He confirmed earlier this year that Patriot scouts weren't allowed at North Carolina because he's not allowed in Foxborough. So the pettiness, I mean, it runs very deep. And Dan, the thing about the Hulu docuseries, from what I'm guessing is that the Hard Knocks series was scrapped because Hulu, this production company, came in and was like, we'll give you more money or whatever it was. So there must have been some sort of like bidding war. I'm purely speculating.
Well,
here.
hold on a second. Let me wait.
Won.
Hold on.
It's not important enough
Time
to play
to
the
throw away
sounder,
all
truly.
journalistic credibility and get reckless. Here is something we like to call reckless speculation.
You're good. Who's kicking dogs?
What does that mean?
Jonathan Gannon in the previous. I recklessly speculated. Big dog kicker energy. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't know. I'm assuming, Dan, that the HBO thing didn't get scrapped for reasons other than like a lot of companies probably wanted to film this historic UNC season. The problem is it's historic for all the wrong reasons. That article that came out in WRAL on Tuesday, I believe, was very insightful, very interesting. There was a lot of takeaways from that. Belichick apparently having preferential treatment towards players that he brought into the team, poor communication, dysfunctional environment, a lot of criticism of the staff that they put together and the lack of experience, and also, the fact that there's several sons of Lombardi and Belichick on the staff.
Work hard.
The banning of the Patriot scouts. They also said that, like, Michael Lombardi, this is from the article, that no one likes him and that he's rude and nasty, which was pretty strong words, I thought. That the travel roster is not allowed to dress for home games, which kind of bucks tradition. And then there was more fallout after the fact. The cornerbacks coach, Armand Hawkins, was suspended because of something that came up in the report involving like sideline passes for family members of teammates. So, I mean, just a huge disaster. And honestly, before the season, I thought this could go two ways. This could be like a competent football team with a relatively easy ACC schedule surprises people, or it could be a disaster. It has been such a disaster.
Like worse than
holy cow.
Worse than anyone could have imagined, right? You're reading. Why is that story not getting more attention? Obviously, the details here are fairly vigorously reported, and we're getting a look inside. They were going to do a docuseries on what they thought was going to be a success. Instead, now they refuse to televise the public shaming of a legend unlike any we've ever seen in football before. So they're not going to get to rewrite the story, are they? Like, they've befouled this program, and they thought with their champion Patriot arrogance that him and Lombardi would know better than these other people, and no, they don't.
Here's another quote, Dan, that came from Bruce Feldman and Ralph Russo in The Athletic. This is from a story that came out before the Clemson game this past weekend, I believe. It says, quote, "What I think they miscalculated is the way they were taking players in the portal and paying dudes," said one Group of 5 head coach, granted anonymity, to discuss his encounters with the Tar Heels in the offseason player acquisition cycle. Quote, "It made me wonder, did they actually understand the landscape they were in? Did they understand that they're in the ACC, not like Conference USA or the Sun Belt? Like, we got beat by North Carolina on a bunch of kids. I was like, why the F is North Carolina beating us on kids? When I keep running up against the same P4s over and over again in recruiting, I'm like, all right, they're going to suck." That's a crazy quote from The Athletic.
That story's crazy, but I guess the insides, I mean, people aren't going to be, their season's over. Is the experiment over? Like, are we going to...
I mean, the experiment was over when Charlie Weiss got fired from Notre Dame. Like, that was when we realized, okay, like, NFL coach comes in, thinks he can, like, recruit, which Charlie Weiss, to his credit, actually very good recruiter, but wasn't a good... couldn't run a college football program, clearly. Got paid $1 jillion on his buyout and left. And then we did it again with the same NFL franchise, the Patriots. We just did it with a different Patriots coach.
Check out her weekly Notre Dame podcast, The Echoes with Mike Golick Jr. Unfortunately, the Fighting Irish are going to be good again, and they're going to...
I mean, we'll see. I did make a grave error this weekend in my off-roading trip with Lucy. You guys all know what Lucy's favorite movie is, right?
Yeah, totally. But for those that don't know...
I don't remember. I should know this. We should know.
Which one was Lucy?
We should.
She talks about it all the time. Her favorite movie.
Almost Famous, right?
I don't remember.
Oh my God. Okay, it's Shrek. It's Shrek.
Yeah.
And what I failed to mention to Lucy while we were at Notre Dame is that a bunch of Notre Dame people worked on the film Shrek, and there's a bunch of Notre Dame Easter eggs in Shrek, and she would have really enjoyed that, I think. And I forgot to tell her that, and I didn't think about it until this morning somehow. And I just feel like the world's biggest asshole for not remembering that Shrek Notre Dame connection with Lucy.
You had fun. It seemed like you were really, it seemed like you were enjoying, Lucy hadn't been before, right? So she wouldn't actually understand how ridiculous the majesty of that place is when you've bought in on all of the Catholicism.
Yes, whatever that means, she definitely wouldn't understand that. No, we had a great time, Dan. My only complaint, it was like the hottest October football game in South Bend on record, which kind of alarming. It was really, really, really hot. But we had a good time. I don't know. I think Notre Dame's defense is playing a lot better, but I do think NC State's got a fun offense. They play them on Saturday, kind of an awkward look-ahead spot, and then they play USC the following weekend. USC, obviously, statistically the best offense currently in college football in EPA per play. So big test for the defense coming up for the Irish.
I don't even know my own favorite movie.
I'm trying
Yes,
to
you
think.
do.
I'm trying to think if I know anybody's favorite
Is this
movie.
supposed to like cover for the fact that you don't know Lucy's
I'm embarrassed.
I don't know. No one knows Lucy's, but I don't know anybody's.
She just quizzed us on friendship, and we all failed.
Yeah, but I really thought it was almost.
What's Dan's favorite?
I've never heard her mention Shrek.
Oh my God, you've never heard her mention Shrek?
No, you haven't. You clearly have a very different
spoken
relationship.
to Lucy?
What an
I don't
odd
know.
favorite movie. Shrek.
Greg.
Odd
Don't go
favorite
there.
movie.
What's yours?
It's a cartoon.
Who's your October Heisman?
I got 3 people on the watch list currently, Mike. Number 1, Ahmad Hardy, Missouri running back.
Great
he
back.
He leads college football in rushing right now, and he's playing against another nominee, Ty Simpson, who had a great game against Vanderbilt, threw an interception, but he had 340 yards on 74% completion for 2 touchdowns. So they're playing against each other this weekend. That's going to be a big SEC road game for Alabama going to Missouri. Going to have to deal with that run game, but also I think if Alabama can get out to an early lead, I think that's the recipe right there. Like, I think it's going to be hard for Missouri to come back in that case. And then Bear Bachmeier, the BYU quarterback, has also had a sneaky good fall so far, and also had a great game Friday night against West Virginia. 350 yards, 72% completions, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. BYU is like currently in first place in the Big 12. They've only played 2 conference games so far. Texas Tech also undefeated right now, lead the nation in stop rate on defense, which is huge. There's a lot of crazy
Everything okay?
stuff going on. Yeah, Chris, I live in New York. You're gonna hear sirens. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes.
You can't say
not for
something
long.
every
You're gonna
time.
hear tanks rolling through town.
We record.
In your
but
hands.
anyways, I want to talk about 2 Big Ten games this weekend, Mike. Indiana at Oregon.
Oh, put the kids to bed.
Huge game. I think it's an early kickoff. Isn't it 3:30?
Yeah, well, they should be in bed at 3:30.
Actually, it might be at 7:30. And then Michigan at USC, which is the kind of perfect test for Lincoln Riley. People wrote off USC after the Illinois loss. I get it. It was a really ugly loss for USC. But I do think if they can exercise some demons if they're able to beat Michigan this weekend, because this is typically a game that they struggle with, and Michigan's got a good run game. But it's a road game for Michigan, and of course, long travel. We saw how that worked out for Penn State last weekend. So I'm going to keep my eye on those 2 for sure.
What's your favorite movie, Greg? I don't know you. I've been friends with you for years. I don't know what your favorite movie is.
Everybody knows that.
Is it Absence of Malice?
No, the Wizard of Oz, baby.
Oh, come on.
Everyone knows
Wizard
that?
of Oz.
Everyone knows that?
Yeah.
Like the original?
Yeah, of course, the original.
That's your favorite movie?
Yeah, hell yes. You ever watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
That was an historic movie that went from black and white to color in the middle of the movie. Technicolor revealed itself.
Alive
to the world.
Back in My Day. Give him his Back in My Day music.
No,
We're going to get Alive Back in My Day.
Seriously. I mean, the Wizard of Oz.
Sure. Do you guys know my favorite movie?
Judy Garland. I mean,
Rudy?
Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek,
us.
right?
You just told us.
God, you guys are so, like, you're just bad coworkers. Like,
Thanks,
you're bad
Iowa.
friends. You're
What's
bad
my favorite movie?
coworkers.
What's my favorite movie, Jess?
What, that stupid Point Break one?
No,
with the heist?
no, that's top 3,
Speed?
but it's not number 1. No, that's top 10, but that's not number 1.
Okay, well, I named 2 of your top 10. That's better than you could do for me.
I said Rudy. That's got to be in your top 10.
Dark Knight Rises?
What is yours, Jess? What is your favorite movie?
The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and also Caddyshack and Lady Bird. I would have taken any of those.
Can't
3.
have a tie. Can't have a tie.
It's not a
Pick
tie.
one.
I'm saying I would have given you some grace. Anyways, Dan already left, so this segment's over. Bye, guys.
Hey, Jeremy, old buddy, old pal.
Hey, Mike.
I want to talk to you about Miller Lite. You and I have bonded over these last few weeks talking about our shared love of Miller Lite.
That's right.
A great partner of our show for practically its entire existence.
It's been a partner of this show since I was 10 years old.
And it's been around for 50 years, and they've been a part of our show for almost 20. We're approaching incredible partner status with Miller Lite.
I mean, to think that people were celebrating at my bar mitzvah with Miller Lite as they were a partner of this show is pretty incredible.
You're talking about the moments that are made better by making those times, those special times, Miller time. Jeremy, there's nothing like cracking open Miller Lite with your crew. This football season, it's especially true. Whether it's a touchdown you didn't see coming or just arguing about fantasy lineups you already know you're going to lose, Miller Lite has been the taste you can depend on for 50 years. Brewed for flavor with simple ingredients, rich toffee notes, that iconic golden color, and here's a kicker, Jeremy.
What's that?
It's just 96 calories.
I still can't believe that. We say it every week. I can't believe it.
It's just 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. It's the original light beer since 1975 and still hitting different 5 decades later. Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's the next one. With DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every TD can put cash in your hands. First score, anytime TDs, live bets, every snap is an opportunity. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DAN. That's code DAN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum minus 500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
At Sierra, discover top workout gear at incredible prices, which might lead to another discovery. Your headphones haven't been connected this whole time. Awkward. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
Don Le Batard.
Did someone say conservative entity?
Wow! No! What? Oh, see, this is why.
Stugats.
Hers was better than mine.
In the fifth Sagaki.
Yours was funny.
How is the fifth Sagaki better than the third and the fourth Sagaki already?
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugats.
He's the former mayor of Newark from 2006 to 2013. He's now the senior senator from New Jersey, Cory Booker, with us. He's coming from a vote. There was a vote, and he's rushing in from a vote, and his sports teams stink, all of them, up and down. and the Yankees saved like you from like terrible shame today, right? Like you weren't going to come out in public given what your sports teams did this weekend.
I grew up in the golden era to be a Jersey boy, Northern Jersey boy with the Yankees. These were the days of Thurman Munson, Chris Chambliss, with Reggie Jackson, Greg Nettles, and then the Giants. You're talking. I don't know why you didn't announce this in my bio, but you're talking to the 1986 Giants high school football player of the year. So the Giants beat the Denver Broncos. Then so I grew up in the heyday of New York sports, and now I'm in a constant state of depression. And to make matters worse, my Stanford Stanford football team, now in the ACC, which is ridiculous. They too are getting they're having a difficult rebuilding year, let's say.
Oh, say it stronger than that. Now, these are not polite times. Like you
Come
are.
on, man. Come on.
In 1990, you were at the center of upsetting #1 Notre Dame. You were the tight end on that. You were the tight end on that team. You had 4 catches for 40-something yards.
First of all, don't you? How could you slander me like that? The older I get, the better I was. Every 5 years, I add a catch. So you got to you got to stack a few more on there, man. Come on, I'm an old man now. Let me have some glory days.
Well, so answer me this actually in physical terms: which hurts the body more, those 4 catches in that game, or 25-hour filibuster where you feel like you're fighting on behalf of democracy and you're just stalling?
Dear God, the average middle-aged man gets up like 5 times in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I didn't go to the bathroom for 25 hours. That was so much harder than anything I did on the Stanford football field. So yeah, it was much more of a test for me, out of shape in my middle-age years.
Billy, why are you making faces? You don't believe the senator?
I mean, Cory, if you're getting up 5 times a night, I feel like you got to see a doctor. That seems like a lot.
Okay, a little exaggeration, but the truth of the matter is, my aura ring said I walked 2,000 steps, just sort of swaying back and forth. My body was pretty sore. But everybody on this show, and frankly, your listeners know that I may have stood 25 hours on the Senate floor, but a lot of Americans are out there standing for 3 shifts in a row. There are firefighters dropped into blazes that stand for 18, 20 hours facing the infernos of hell. America stands up and for the fight that I was standing up for that.
Billy, why did you say "here we go"?
Why you happy with yourself? Way to speak truth to power.
Well, listen,
that's how we're going to hold the politicians accountable.
Guys,
like you don't go to the bathroom 5
If
times.
we're going to be honest here, you guys are tiptoeing around the senator here. You guys may be afraid to ask him the hard-hitting questions. I mean, he has been in power in one of the more obviously infamous epidemics in our time, and I'm kind of wondering, what are you going to do about the turf at MetLife?
Yeah. I'm going to sound like the old man that used to play. You know what the turf was like when I was playing? I still remember going up to Oregon State to play them, and it was like they just painted the concrete green. And forget when I was hit. When I was tackled, the hit didn't hurt. Hitting the ground hurt. I mean, your joints were aching afterwards. So I understand this modern turf. When I get out on it, it is far different than what we were playing back in the days that I wanted to take the inventor of AstroTurf and slam him on his AstroTurf. But the reality is our turf seems very unlucky at MetLife. I'm sorry. But now we got Saquon coming back to the turf that took him down, and I'm hoping that Thursday night, we got 2 shots at the Eagles, and I believe in miracles. I'm a prisoner of hope.
Okay, well then help us during these times, because we've softened you up sufficiently with the silly question. Who's the leader of the Democratic Party?
There is no singular leader of the Democratic Party. And frankly, as I said during that 25 hours, I think the Democratic Party has to take a lot of responsibility right now for paving the road to the distraught present we're in right now. Democratic Party has failed, not just in elections, but in communicating to voters. My grandfather, who was a UAW worker, worked on assembly lines during World War II, was born a Republican, as most blacks were at that time. But he switched over to the Democratic Party because he knew that they were fighting for people, from farmers to union workers, for people's health care, to their labor rights. He knew that the Democratic Party may not always agree with them. They were fighting for them. And right now, Americans don't believe either party is fighting for them. To be honest with you, we had 2 presidential candidates in the last election that most Americans voted against. Donald Trump got 49.7%. Kamala Harris got 49.3%. The Democratic Party needs a reboot and it needs to put forward a vision, not about what they're against, but we need to start talking about what we're for. We're for workers. We're for families that are struggling to raise their kids right now. And we're for, frankly, an American dream that is under its worst assault, where 60% of Americans just don't believe that they can make it through an economic emergency, hitting $500 to their budget. We need a Democratic Party that can redeem the dream for America and be about Americans. And this place that I'm in right now, from politicians who trade stocks, which is so corrupt in my opinion, to the corporate money that flows down here. That's why I'm one of the few senators that doesn't take corporate PACs. There's a lot of things here that are eroding Americans' trust, and both parties are losing it and need to earn it again.
Most embarrassing New York team this weekend.
This past weekend?
Yes. Your Yankees,
I thought you were saying coming up.
Your Yankees,
I'm telling you right now.
Your Yankees allowed 23 runs. They 20 unanswered in a series. And your Jets exist.
Yeah, I'm not. I respect the Jets, but I'm not a Jet fan. And what happened with the Giants game was the turnovers. Everything was just painful.
Billy, ask him the tough follow-up.
What on earth have the Jets done to earn
why
your
do you
respect?
respect the Jets?
Why would you respect them? Come on, you're not the mayor of
Senator,
Newark anymore. It's fine. Just say exactly what it is. Jets suck. The players are soft. Exactly.
You know why I respect the Jets? Because I live in an area with a lot of Jet fans who are not fair weather fans.
That's
the pile on. They are JETS Jets. I hear it all the time.
I'm going to give you a freaking break.
Listen, there's no hope and change in the JETS Jets. I'll tell you that right now.
You cannot respect the Jets. You're lying to our faces, Senator.
Listen,
you can't be trusted.
Oh, screw you guys. I live in New Jersey. Both of those teams, the Jets and the Giants, are Jersey teams. They're my mishpucha. They're my family. I stand with my people. And you could diss them all you want. Look, I was the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, the most disrespected city. People always talk down to us. And we had a chip on our shoulder. We had something to prove. Same way with Jersey. I mean, the freaking New Yorkers take all of our shine. They're trying to I'll give you an example. The great song that they sang, New York, New York. That was the chairman of the board, Old Blue Eyes. He's a Jersey boy. He was born in Hoboken.
Newark before.
It was, Newark. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. And I'm going to tell you right now, Jersey is the place. Our patron saints like Bon Jovi and Bruce, America loves them.
You don't respect them, Senator. You're out here disrespecting me in my face. You're lying to my face as an American power broker, telling me you respect the Jets. You cannot. They're 0-5, 13 missed tackles in the first half. And the team that lost to the Dolphins down here, that's one of the worst football games I've ever seen played by something that's allegedly professional. You're a con artist.
So when your friend has a crappy time, makes mistakes, screws up, you give up on you lose respect.
The last three coaches are 0-3. It's not my friend. The friends aren't the problem. It's the team, Senator. You're lying to us.
I'm sorry, brother. They bring literally millions of dollars of economic activity to the state of New Jersey. I'm not going to disrespect the teams that play in my state, that fight for my state, from the Devils to the Giants. We are that region's, the greater Newark metropolitan area. We are that region's powerhouse. I respect my teams. And you know what I don't respect is the Nets.
The
Nets.
Oh, yeah. But on the record, pro Devils.
The Nets need to come back to Jersey. They snuck in while I was mayor. They snuck in and stole my team and took it into obscurity over in New York. They need to come back to Jersey and be Jersey's team. They'll do a lot better. They'll perform a lot better being home.
I'm told you have a top 5 list for us. This delights me. Thank you for honoring us by putting together a list during these busy, difficult times.
Well, I want to throw a couple curveballs your way. So my top 5 is the top 5 successful quarterbacks from Stanford University. And the first one,
hold on. But you got to play it right. We've got Andrew Luck.
About this earlier,
we've got Andrew Luck here with us, but the top 5 has to go from 5th to number 1 so that we get the big payoff at the end.
I'm going to 5th to number 1. So number 5, quarterbacks from Stanford, is a guy that played for Tampa Bay. His name is John Lynch. He came to Stanford as a quarterback. I caught passes from him before he was switched to defensive back to be the superstar he is. And then the next, number 1 draft pick way back in the 1950s when you just were a sparkle in your mama's eye, was a guy named John Brody, extraordinary professional.
49ers.
Number 3, Heisman Trophy, Lombardi Trophy winner. This is one of the greatest of all-time greats, Jim Plunkett. The next
These
one.
are two. These are the 2 big ones right here.
Yeah, the
here
big
it
two.
is.
The big 2. The number 2 is a person that you might have thought was number 1, but number 2 is John Elway.
Oh my God, blasphemous senator. This blasphemous senator is going to say that you, Andrew Luck, are the greatest Stanford quarterback he's ever seen.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to make my case here. I said most successful. Not in the NFL. He was one of the top, easily, unequivocally, unassailably. Andrew Luck was one of the top quarterbacks of all time in his playing days. But what Andrew Luck has just done is he brought Luck back to Stanford. He is the guy. He is the guy that comes back home. He could have done a lot of things, but he came back home to serve the greatest university on the planet. And with him, Stanford's going to get Luck again, and we got winning days ahead of us.
Beautiful list, Senator. And by the way, congratulations on your betrothal. I'm so happy. Make a beautiful, beautiful couple. You are my favorite Stanford tight end. Probably favorite tight end ever outside of Jack Doyle.
Thank you. Well, there were 2 tight ends that got engaged in that summer season. The other guy, you probably didn't heard about it, Travis, but another tight end who, in his own mind, has similar tight end glory. So I appreciate that.
Beautiful ring, family heirloom.
You know what's? This is probably too much information. My fiance is going to kill me. The ring I got her was a sort of a place saver because I don't know anything about jewelry. So I said, let me get you a beautiful ring that I like as a placeholder. We are right now shopping for the actual permanent engagement ring.
I notice in your reflection, you have quite the library, including one of those ladders that Belle had in Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Have you ever just tried to do the Belle move and just go from one end to another with your arms extended?
I could neither confirm or deny that.
Can you do that for us?
Everyone does that when they have the Belle ladder from Beauty and the Beast.
I would love to see that in his Zoom.
It's one of my favorite features in this office is my ladder. So yes, I have done things on that ladder that I do not want to make public.
Hell yeah.
Look at that. Can you give us more seriously your thoughts on the alarms of the day when I say that Trump yesterday is commenting that he's essentially backing a White House memo that some furloughed federal employees aren't entitled to back pay? Like, where does that rank on the alarms of the day, and what vote are you coming back from right now?
So two things. One is that's illegal. He signed a bill that basically guaranteed, made it the law that government workers, it's the Government Worker Protection Act, I think is the name of it, is a government workers, my staff is just yelling at me. It's the Government Workers Fair Treatment Act, they're saying. But the reality is it's the law. You have to give back pay. So Donald Trump, I've never seen a guy that literally is telling us he wants to inflict maximum pain in this shutdown, not on Democrats, on American people. He is coming after departments. He's going to try to make as much pain happen to others in hopes that he can make us capitulate. But the pain that we're fighting to prevent is the twin tsunami of the healthcare crisis he's bringing about. Because one, by giving millionaires billions of dollars worth of tax cuts, he gutted Medicaid, so millions are going to lose healthcare there. And then two, as he said in Project 2025, he wants to gut the Affordable Care Act. So he's taking away the premium assistance, and that's going to extend another 10 to 20 million people off their health care. And overall, Americans in general are going to see their premiums skyrocket at a time that they're seeing their grocery prices, energy prices. So that tsunami is coming. It starts in 2006 in a couple months. And Democrats are just saying, do not hurt people like this, because it's not going to just hurt the people who are losing their health care. It's not just going to hurt the millions of Americans who are going to have their premiums go up. About 20 million Americans see them more than double. It's going to hurt all of us, because our healthcare institutions, our hospitals and our clinics are going to see closures, going to see longer wait times, more crowded emergency rooms. This is the worst tsunami coming towards Americans' healthcare ever. There's never been a point in American history where if we don't do something, this many millions of Americans will lose their healthcare. So I'm sorry. This is where I get really angry, because I just talked to a New Jerseyan yesterday. She's a mom who had a great job making six figures, but she had an autistic child that needed really expensive care. So she left her job, is doing some consulting, making about $30,000 a year to take care of her special needs child. And she told me there's just no way, when these premiums skyrocket, that she could afford health insurance and still pay rent. Well, repeat that story tens of thousands of more times. Up and down my state, I'm hearing them. And so this is a fight for New Jersey. And here's the crazy thing. Donald Trump controls the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, who right now are on vacation. The Speaker of the House hasn't even brought them back to sit at the table to negotiate. He said himself years ago that it is the president's responsibility to bring parties together to get a budget passed. But he doesn't want to negotiate. He doesn't want to do something in a bipartisan way that addresses people's pain. He right now is just doing nothing but threatening Americans, threatening to cause pain, threatening not to pay government workers who are in our military or who work in our veterans agencies. This is ridiculous. If there's anything that our leaders should do, screw the politics, just try to help people deal with the pain that they're experiencing in their lives.
That's illegal is a response that we often hear from Democrats, and yet the president keeps pushing on. In fact, very recently, he just called for the arrest of the governor of Illinois and Chicago's mayor. And it's a scary time. Most Americans would acknowledge, if you look at polling, that there is an abuse of power going on here. What guarantees can you give to the American people that the American Republic will stand, that you can push back on some of these illegalities, as people from the White House are talking about plenary power?
Yeah, so this isn't the first time in our history that demagogues and wannabe dictators have risen up. I mean, dear God, go back to the McCarthy era, go back to George Wallace from that high office of the governor's mansion, saying he was going to not obey the law. We are a nation that has seen dark moments and dangerous demagogues rise up. And the thing that has pulled them back every single time is Americans saying enough is enough. I'm not going to allow this to happen. It is a violation of our decency, of our valued, of our shared ideals. I'm sorry, what is going on in our country is outrageous and should outrage everyone, making law firms and businesses and TV networks heel to the president's will, making Americans who enjoy due process rights have them stripped away, treating families, American children with one undocumented parent, having that parent dragged out of a school or a courthouse who's done nothing wrong but be here in an undocumented manner. And yeah, the polls are going down. Donald Trump is underwater on his immigration enforcement, underwater on his handling of the economy because he is craven, cruel, and corrupt. But this is not about him. When things like this are happening, it's a test of us. How much will we tolerate? How much will we endure? The very idea of patriotism is not just love of country. You can't love your country unless you love your fellow countrymen and women. And love means sacrifice. And so, yeah, you may not be losing your health insurance, but your neighbor is. You may not be seeing your parent be dragged away and your American child being put in zip ties like they were doing in Chicago, but that's your neighbor. Every one of our faiths says love your neighbor. Well, how deep is your love? How strong is your love? What are you willing to do? This is a time to stand up and say enough is enough. And in his first term, where he wasn't doing things this extreme, but he was still trying to gut the healthcare of tens of millions of Americans, Washington, D.C. was full of folk who understood it's not just Congress people and senators that have to stand up. I do too. Little kids in wheelchairs with disabilities were rolling up to senators in nonviolent ways, making them look them in the eye and say, why are you doing this to Americans? And thank God, John McCain and other Republicans like Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski didn't let Donald Trump take away health care from 20 plus million Americans. Well, this crop of Republicans did. They let him attack Medicaid like that. But now, what's the response of us? This is an American test. Will you stand up for your neighbor? Will you stand up for our shared values? Will you stand up as he's arresting his enemies and weaponizing the Justice Department, violating our values? Will you stand? Well, I will stand up, and I'm hoping more and more people will stand with me and fight.
You don't respect the Jets. I don't believe you. Thank you. We appreciate your time. Thank you for the work that you do, sir.
I appreciate you all. Thank you. Hey, can I just say this? I told you that my parents come from the civil rights tradition. Well, sports was the one area that brought this country together. And even folks, and I've talked to Bill Bradley about this, when it forces you. In my Stanford locker room, I had black folk, white folks, I had Republicans and Democrats. But when you sweat together and bleed together, you realize that the lines that divide us are nowhere near as strong as the ties that bind us. We are one team in this country. And the division and the divide, I used to know when we were going to score a touchdown when I was in the offensive huddles. When I heard the defensive huddle attacking each other, putting players down, jumping on each other. When they started fighting amongst themselves, I knew we would score. We need folks that are going to remind us that we're one team. Sports is a venue that everybody listens. More people listen to a podcast like this than a political podcast. And I appreciate you guys.
That's the way it should
creating
be.
a platform where we can talk about our country and you reminding us that even though some of us respect the Jets, we're still one country.
You don't respect the Jets. You're lying to my people. Thank you. I appreciate your time, Senator.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Folks, whenever I tell you about Game Time, I am telling you about Game Time from my heart because I use Game Time all the time to find tickets. I am so excited to talk about the official ticketing partner of the Dan Le Batard Show. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to fans. It's a hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included. So what you see is what you pay. Zone deals, favorites, panoramic seat view is my favorite feature, the low price guarantee, and the unparalleled Game Time ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.